All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to zoom in on just one single, super common word, argument. You use it, I use it, everybody thinks they know exactly what it means. But do we really? Let's find out. So to start things off, you should know that argument is actually on something called the Basic English 850 list. Now, what is that? It's basically a list of the 850 most essential words you need to communicate your ideas in English. It's supposed to be the simple, foundational stuff. And that kind of brings us to the big question, right? If argument is so basic, so fundamental, why can it be so tricky? As you're about to see, this word that we think is so simple is actually hiding a ton of complexity. Okay, let's start with the one we all know and, well, the one we all know. The kind of argument you might have had this morning over whose turn it was to make coffee. This is the argument of daily life. So this first definition is probably the one that pops into your head immediately, right? A disagreement, a dispute. It's when you've got two people or more who are just not seeing eye to eye. And, things can get a little tense, a little heated. This example just nails it perfectly. This isn't some calm philosophical debate. This is a conflict. That little phrase, "we had an argument," it implies a clash, a real disagreement that needs to be sorted out. This is argument, version 1. But hang on, because this is where it gets really interesting. There's a whole other way to use this exact same word that has absolutely nothing to do with being angry or disagreeing. So let's check out this second meaning. Here we go. In this sense, an argument isn't a fight. It's like a case you're building. It's the set of reasons you lay out to support a conclusion or your point of view. It's all about logic. Now look at this. We're still talking about cars, but the vibe is totally different. The argument here is just the justification. It's a reason for doing something, not a fight about doing something. See the difference? So right here on this slide, this is the key. On the left, you have a conflict between people. On the right, you have a set of reasons presented by one person. It's the same word, but the meanings are worlds apart. One is all about emotion, the other is all about logic. And believe it or not, we've really only just scratched the surface. The word argument gets even more specific, even more technical, once you step inside different academic fields. For instance, in semantics, that's the study of meaning and language, an argument is just a piece of a sentence. So in the sentence, the boy kicked the ball, both the boy and the ball are considered arguments of the verb kicked. No fighting, no debate, just pure grammar. And then if you hop over into a math class, it changes again. In math, an argument is the input of a function. Like if you have f of x, that little x in the parentheses, that's the argument. It's just a very precise technical term for whatever you're plugging in. So how on earth did one word end up with so many different jobs? Well, let's play word detective for a second and break it down to its core parts. When you look at it this way, it's pretty straightforward. You take the verb to argue, which can mean giving reasons or disagreeing, and you add the suffix ment, which usually turns a verb into a noun that shows the result of that action. And that one root gives us this whole family of words. You can argue a point. The process of doing that is argumentation. If you do it a lot, well, maybe you're a bit argumentative. And if it's a really angry argument, you might just call it a quarrel. They're all connected. Okay, so why did we just spend all this time on one single word? Because its journey, its different meanings, tell us so much about how language actually works. It shows us that context is absolutely everything. I mean, this slide just pulls it all together so well. The very same word that the BE 850 list calls basic enough for a beginner is also on the academic vocabulary list used by university scholars. And from there, it morphs into a super specialized tool in fields like semantics and mathematics. It's like a chameleon changing its color to fit whatever world it's in. So, the big takeaway here is that our language is just packed with layers. A word that seems totally basic on the surface can have this incredible depth to it. Which, leaves us with one final question to chew on. What other simple words are you using every single day without having any idea about the hidden depths they're hiding?